Good morning, everybody. This is Tom with Permaculture Wilmington and North Carolina Permaculture on Facebook. I just thought I'd give you guys a little update today on what's going on in our little kitchen garden and food forest. Right now we're getting a lot of things ready for winter. These are seedlings that are coming up, a lot of salads and brassicas. Our vines, green striped cushaw that were growing all over the trees in our backyard have now started dying out. So there is some foliage that's still alive on these, but the majority of them are not doing well at the time. The bugs came in and got them. There was a whole lot of caterpillars on them one day. I mean, it was like every leaf. You can kind of see how tattered they are. But between the hurricane that passed through that beat them up a lot, and then the caterpillars that were on, I mean, literally every leaf, it was incredible how many. And I believe they were all squash borers, which was, yeah, kind of depressing. But the green striped cushaw didn't die. I mean, it's still got areas of the plant that are producing leaves and flowers. And there's also another extension, because I kept burying different places of the vine. So there's actually, the green striped cushaw is still growing. See, there's some of the leader vines that are coming out right here. But we've also got sweet potatoes that have just taken over. I mean, this sweet potato vine is growing over the top of the hydroponics. So I'm not sure if that means that it put all its energy into producing more leaves, or if it put all its energy into producing the tubers in the ground, because usually when they grow up and grow a whole lot of foliage and a whole lot of flowers like this, they don't put as much energy into the tubers. So I'm interested in seeing the difference here. But we've got peanuts that are really doing well right now. I dug up one or two of them, and they had 3 or 4 peanuts on each plant. So, you know, this is our first year growing peanuts, so we're experimenting with that. We've got a bunch of the moringa trees growing everywhere. You can see this one here, and there's also a big one on my back porch. See that big guy? But they're doing really well too. It's just getting cold for them right now, so they're kind of starting to fade out on us. I'm going to start picking the leaves. I've already picked one patch and made like a huge bouquet and hung it upside down to dry inside and put some in our drying racks. But those are doing well. We've got a bunch of beans that are growing that are doing well. This is the Seminole pumpkins. We've gotten probably 6 to 10 pumpkins off this vine that's covering this trellis this year. Very excited about those. We've eaten a couple and they are deliciously sweet. The rosemary is doing well, and I started growing some loquats this year, and they're coming up, but they're still in pots, so I'm going to plant those out when we figure out if we're going to stay here or if we're going to buy a new house and move. But I'm still up for grabs on that one. The Egyptian spinach, you guys can see against the fence over there, and we've got several Egyptian spinaches. Like there's one right here, but they've gotten really tall and doing well. We've been using those a lot. All of our taro root have started dying out this time of year. I think it's getting too cool, and they like that hot heat. So they're still growing though, and you can see that's what was that? Turmeric. That's turmeric over here. So you guys can see right here. It's turmeric, and we've got several turmeric plants too. We got another one growing over here on this side. Those are doing really well. So just different areas of soil doing a little bit different with some plants. This is the neighbors threw out a bunch of yard debris yesterday, so I went and collected it. Carrots are doing really well. This is all of our maypops, so our passion flower ivy, and it's doing good too, but I don't think we're going to grow that next year quite as prolifically as we did. You see, our popolo got to be like 8 feet tall. The hurricane knocked it over, but it's so tall, the branches are just breaking off of it every day. But this is our maypops, and man, this thing has been great. We've gotten a lot of fruit off that, and a lot of flavoring for kombucha. We've got jars filled in the fridge with the seeds so that they're fermenting. A lot more seedlings down here starting for winter. This is arugula right now, I believe. A lot of arugula coming up, some onions coming up. Our chive's doing well. This is all the daikon radish that's coming up. Strawberries are just popping. Some more brassicas and some leeks and onions that are coming up. Tried planting some late squash this year. You can see the zucchini right there, but it's not doing much. I don't think it's going to make it until the winter starts. That's only a couple weeks away, so I've got about a month. But you know, a lot of sweet potatoes growing in here. Tomatoes, all the tomatoes that we had this year, the larger tomatoes, something came in and just ate them. So not a lot we could do about that, but all the smaller tomatoes are very good. They're popping off left and right now. These are huckleberries, our garden huckleberries. We're not real happy about those guys because there's no flavor to them. I didn't know that there wasn't any flavor. I thought they had at least some flavor, but it's just like a little, it looks like a berry, and it has the texture of a tomato, but it doesn't have any flavor to it. So we're not going to be growing those again. Longevity spinach again, or this is Egyptian spinach, and doing very well. Got some Brazilian spinach down here. That did very well this year. A lot of strawberries. Strawberries growing everywhere. Popolo, strawberries, carrots down there. Just a lot of, oh, this is all the, I took this area, it was all covered with wood chips and grass, and I just, it was covered with grass, and then I covered it with cardboard and wood chips, and just planted sweet potatoes right into it. It's doing really well too. These are pigeon peas. There's this tree and also this one over here, and there's a couple in the backyard as well, but those aren't getting big enough to produce beans each year, so we're not getting anything off of them, unfortunately. But it's a legume and it's good for the soil, so there's that aspect of it. All the raspberries that I planted through here are doing well, but the best raspberry is in here. It's our ever-bearing raspberry. I'm so excited about the ever-bearing raspberry because it seems like every day we come out here there are wonderful raspberries on it. I mean, every day if you look somewhere around this vine, I know there's some on here. I can sense them. I think they're on the other side. But these are so juicy, so sweet. Yes, here's some. Outstanding, and they were on the other side actually. But let's see. Ever-bearing raspberries. They are so wonderful. That is a wonderful treat in the morning. Getting ready to go to work and have a handful of those. So, guys, this is a roselle hibiscus. We got several of those growing. Those did really well too. But for the most part, I mean, that's pretty much what we got right now. Perpetual spinach growing along the fence. Lots of daikon radish. I throw daikon radish in all the voids, like all the edges and corners. So yeah, all right, guys. Oh, maybe there's something out here I can show you. Oh, the squash tent that we did this year is acting great. A lot of our brassicas were getting eaten up because we planted them just after August to make it into winter to get big enough to grow well during the cold season. And this squash tent was originally to keep out squash borers, but since then we've turned it into where we keep the seed trays so that the bugs can't get to the seedlings, and that's worked out really well. So you guys can see a lot of the kale and a lot of the turnips, and I mean just a lot of stuff in there is growing really well, where when we had it outside it was getting eaten up really bad. So out here, this is Okinawan spinach down here. This is doing really well. I keep doing serpentine layering, where I lay the stems down and cover it with dirt and wood chips and soil and wood chips actually, and that's doing really well, and it's propagating. Again, we've got strawberries I put everywhere. This maypop took over, so we'll be ripping that out. I got reishi mushrooms that have started growing in our garden, which is really awesome. And every morning we come out here and there is just tons of blooms on these okra. So you can see this sucker got so high. These are huge okra plants. I'll back up so you guys can see them. Yeah, man. I guess it's hard with the lighting the way it is right now. Here we go. But you guys can see some of the okra. There's several plants here and there and there and there. So I just kind of polycultured around. But man, these have been just popping off okra every day. You get these huge, and they're still soft when they're this big. So we can still eat them. Usually they get woody, you know, when they get big like that. But these are cowhorn okra, and they're doing really well. Just a ton of okra every day. My girlfriend comes home and I've got at least a handful. And I'll come out after work, and a lot of these that are small will also be big enough to pick. There we go. Wonderful little morning snack. I'm gonna come out this afternoon after work and get the rest of these. But there's a ton of them. And roselle hibiscus down here. I took out the shiso. It was growing too well, and it was going to seed everywhere. And I didn't want shiso next season to that abundance, so I decided to go ahead and pull those out. But this roselle hibiscus is growing really well. That's been a nice treat to smoothies and salads. This is our tomato plant. And I say this is our tomato plant because it's just one plant. We have other tomato plants, but this is an amazing tomato plant. This is one plant, and it has produced bowls and bowls and handfuls and shirtfuls and pocketfuls of tomatoes. And even after all that, there's still so many tomatoes that I can come out here and pick every single day. I mean, if you look up this, they're just all over the place. I've never seen a tomato plant produce as many tomatoes as this one has. So I'm very, very excited about this, guys. And I definitely need to come out with a bowl and get some more. See, hopefully they'll last until after work today. But that's it, guys. Just giving you an update, saying hello, saying good morning. I'll walk around to the front and show you guys what's going on there real quick before I go to work. But oh, check this out. This is gorgeous. That is a coxcomb, and this is one of the prettiest coxcombs I've ever grown. I mean, just an absolute magnificent plant. Here's another one over here. Those are really pretty, but they bring in the pollinators. And look at all the sweet potatoes in here, guys. There's just a ton of sweet potatoes and mixed in with the clover. This is pineapple sage. So you guys can see it's busting out like fireworks. These little red fireworks all over it. I love it. And if you brush it and just kind of like take your hand and go through it, you smell pineapple. It's got this real strong pineapple fragrance to it. It's beautiful. Uh-oh, there's a shiso up there. It's in the mint family, so it like basil and mint, and you see how it seeds? This thing is seeding like crazy. I didn't realize that was there, so I got to get that out of there, or else this whole area will be covered with shiso next year. And we liked it, well, you know, but it smells real strong, and it's you only need like a half a leaf in a dish to flavor it. The tare root's growing really well. You guys have seen a couple videos of that, I'm sure, if you've seen my channel. I call these fire tips. I'm not sure what the actual name is, but they're in the same family as the coxcombs. I think it's Asteraceae, so they're doing really well too. Lots and lots of daikon radish growing. Another moringa over here, daikon radish down here. But yeah, guys, all this good stuff today. It is a beautiful day indeed. Even more sweet potatoes down here growing, and some strawberries mixed in, some brassicas. Yeah. Oh, this guy didn't produce anything this year. This is a persimmon tree, and it's growing big, but it's not producing persimmons. There's another one over there because you got to have two for pollination. The boxes in the front, guys, are doing really well this year. Let's see if I can get to a spot where you can see them where the light's not so dark. But this is the front yard, and this is another pineapple sage and some mint growing down here. Daikon radish planted. This is the daikon patch I showed you guys. It's on the back of the mushroom swale. This is the wine cap swale. We haven't seen any wine caps yet, but supposed to be 1 year after we do it, and that's going to be in a couple months, so not until January. So probably next spring we're going to have a whole bunch of wine caps popping up along this path, which is going to be really cool. The buckwheat, this buckwheat has been amazing, guys. I mean, it's so pretty for one. It's just a beautiful presentation here in the front yard. It attracts so many bees. If you guys can see the bumblebees, there's just a bunch of bumblebees down there, lots and lots of bumblebees. But we put brassicas everywhere, so you guys can see like the kale. That's blue Scotch curly kale growing around our mailbox. And we've got the apple trees, and the mulberry trees are coming up. Moringa trees are doing well. You know, these are all brassicas. This has not been doing well, actually. This is a, what do you call those things? Sprouts, Brussels sprouts. So, but you can see the little Brussels sprouts on here, but they didn't get very big for some reason, so I got to figure that one out. But yeah, so the mullen's doing really well, and comfrey over here. The comfrey's popping out. These are the what was that? Pawpaw trees. Oh, these are pawpaw trees right here. So they're still doing well as long as they're growing. They say it's good. So, and this has put on a lot of new foliage. So really happy about the pawpaws. Fig tree's doing well. This is our comfrey and our mullein, and some mallow back there, and a elderberry. So we got an elderberry coming up through there. But all in all, guys, I wanted to give you a quick update before I head to work, and I got to kind of run. But man, I'm gonna tell you, it's all been good. Oh, the mushrooms back here, you got to check this out. We've got our logs started growing mushrooms, and we've got a whole bunch of turkey tails. These turkey tails are just popping out. Our mushroom chamber in the backyard's growing really well too, but these turkey tails started growing, and if it would just stay moist, you know, they would do a whole lot better. But I mean, we could collect these and harvest them for medicinal purposes at any point. But yeah, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update. This is Tom with Permaculture Wilmington. I hope your garden is doing well, and I hope you're in a good place and you're living and growing regeneratively, thinking rationally, and I hope you're well. All right, have a great day.